Most salespeople sound exactly like salespeople. The second they open their mouth, they sound overly robotic, too excited, and just there to close the deal. But top performers do the exact opposite. Whether they're sales reps or billion-dollar CEOs, they speak with certainty, conviction, and confidence. And that's exactly what allows them to control every conversation. Now, after closing 18 million in sales online, I've realized that how a closer speaks can determine if they're completely broke or they become one of the top 1%. Because if you can control a conversation, you can control the sale. And that's why in this video, I'll teach you how to speak like a CEO instead of a salesperson. Now, the first principle to master is all about using your tone. And this is where most reps completely screw it up. Because they've seen Jordan Belfort being super excited on the phone and think sales is all about sounding and being very excited. So they walk into every single call smiling like a golden retriever. But that's exactly what kills your authority. Because when you sound overly excited, it sounds like you're trying to convince them and sell them something instead of being there to lead them. That's why top performers do the exact opposite. They use their tone to tell the prospect they know exactly what they're talking about. Now let's walk through some examples. Two sales reps can answer the exact same question but get wildly different answers. Sales number one, without thinking about their tone. So tell me, John, walk me through, how do you generate leads today? So very upbeat, very unsure, and sounds very needy. Now let's take the exact same sentence and apply it to sales rep number two, who knows how to use their tonality. So walk me through, John, how are you generating leads today? I'm steady, I'm calm, it sounds like I'm in control. Let's walk through another scenario. Now let's say you've spoken to another prospect before, but they're very hesitant about moving forward. You want to understand what changed, so you ask them this. So help me understand, what changed since we last spoke? My questioning comes off as defensive and I sound worried that I will lose the sale. The right way to ask it is something like this. Good, can you explain what changed since the last time we spoke? So it's neutral, it's confident, it sounds like you're just there to gather information in a curious tone. Now here are three major things to focus on if you want to sound like a CEO. Number one is ending with authority. Every time you finish a sentence, your tone should fall, not rise, because it tells the person you're talking to you're confident about what you're saying. Number two, control your pace. Don't rush your words as if you're afraid that they'll hang up. Instead, speak slowly and expect that you'll be listened to. Number three, stay calm under pressure. When someone pushes back, reps either get defensive or they speed up. Instead, lower your voice, go slower, and hold your frame. Principle number two, speak in short sentences and use structure. Most sales reps I hear are stumbling over their words. They start with background context, then add some qualifiers, and by the time they get to the point, the prospect has stopped listening. But CEOs keep things short and simple. Because when you speak in short, structured sentences, you make it easier for the prospect to follow along. The longer your sentence is, the harder it becomes to maintain attention. And when you lose the attention, you lose control. So let's walk through the right way to structure a sentence. Step one is leading with the headline. Start with your main point and add context only if you need to. For example, most reps would say something like, so I was thinking about your situation, John, and I was looking at your company, your opportunities, their data, and it looks like you might be possibly losing some sales over here, which is a big red flag for the prospect listening to you. But someone who actually leads with a headline sounds like this: John, you're losing 30% of your leads right now. And then you can add in the context and the solution, whatever that might be. That way you grab attention from the very beginning, and then you can continue with your point. Step two is using the 3-point rule. Anytime you're explaining something hard to understand, you break it up into 3 main points. First, you explain the beginning of the process or the main point that needs to be true. Second, you explain the main point and then the transformation that needs to take place. Third, you explain the result or the outcome that they're getting. For example, if your prospect asks how your system works, you're gonna cover it in 3 steps. Step one, it captures every single lead that lands on your website, even the ones that don't fill in the form. Step two, it scores them based on their behavior and the possible fit. Step three, it routes the most qualified leads to your reps so you can get more sales. Step three is to cut words but add weight. You need to stop saying sentences like, we'll help you increase your revenue over time. Because not only every other salesperson says the exact same thing, but it's also forgettable. Instead, you need to make every sentence specific. Instead of saying significant growth, say double your pipeline. Instead of saying better results, say 47% more qualified leads. Then add time frames. Instead of over time, say 30 days. Instead of eventually, say Q4. And the last thing you want to do is add proof to your sentences. Rather than, we help a lot of companies like yours, Say, we helped 27 reps hit quota last quarter. When you add things like proof, numbers, dates, the evidence becomes concrete and they can see it. Because it doesn't sound like you're guessing, but it sounds like you're speaking from data, from what you have accomplished. And no one can argue with data. The third principle might be the hardest to break because for some people, it's their second nature. And that is to stop speaking with conditionals. And conditional is a phrase with I think, maybe, I might. Every time you use one, you're communicating to the prospect that you lack certainty, which is the last thing you want. Because if you lack certainty, why would anyone trust you and have certainty in your products? The problem is most reps use conditionals without even realizing it. But if you want to be a top performer, you need to completely remove them. The first way to do this is to eliminate hedge words completely. Words like I think, maybe, I hope so, possibly, potentially, and also sort of. Instead, you want to replace them with confident statements. Instead of saying, I think this will help you, say, I believe this will help you. Another one would be, we get all of our clients' results. Instead, say, most of our clients double their revenue within their first 30 days. Next, you need to stop asking for permission. Most reps say things like, can I ask a few questions about your process? This immediately positions you underneath the person that you're speaking to. Instead, you want to say, before we talk about the details, I need a clear picture of X and Y to make sure I can help. This shows them that you're there to lead the conversation, not beg them for info. Another example can be, can I ask about your current process? Instead, say, walk me through your current process. It's a small change, but it shifts the frame entirely. Finally, you make recommendations instead of possibilities. This means giving clear direction backed by reasoning. Most reps say things like, we can possibly look at this scenario if you're open to it, but that sounds like a possibility, not a statement. Instead, say, based on A and B and C, the next step is X and Y. Then you open it up to their opinion by saying something like, does that make sense to you? This positions you as the one handing out solutions instead of just brainstorming with them. Principle number 4, don't tell, show them. Most reps tell prospects what their product does. They list features, they talk about benefits, and then they throw random listicles at people. But the problem is they have to process it, they have to understand it, go back, think about it, and then get back to you if it makes sense for them. So most prospects won't even make it past step 1. But when you show them through something like an analogy or a metaphor, they get to experience what you're talking about. One of the best ways to show people is with a customer case study or a story. Most people will say something like, our customers see 47% improvement, but that's sharing a data point that anyone can share with them. Instead, you can create a narrative behind that number. So you can say something like this. Last month, I talked to a SaaS founder who was spending $40,000 a month on ads, but was only closing 3 deals. As it turns out, 60% of his leads were going into a black hole. No one was following up within 24 hours. So we fixed his routing system, and within 30 days, he closed 11 deals from the same ad spend. Now they're not just hearing another random claim. They're watching a founder waste money on ads, then fix the problem, and then turn everything around. This makes your case studies even fun to hear about, because if they're in that founder's shoes, they're literally looking themselves going through that transformation. Now, another way to show people is using analogies or visual language, because most salespeople use the exact same phrases as everyone else. They say things like, we'll optimize your lead generation efficiency, or our platform uses AI to qualify the highest number of leads. But the prospect hears that and realizes it, he has heard the exact same story 20 times before. So instead, we're gonna take things up a notch by using analogies. So instead of saying our platform optimizes your lead generation efficiency, you would say, think of it like a faucet. The leads flow through on demand. Or instead of saying we help you prioritize high value opportunities, we're going to say we show you where the biggest fish swim, so where you cast a net, you catch all of them. Now they can picture it. Now here's one of my favorite ways to paint pictures in the prospect's minds. I call this the mind movie test. You're gonna go through every claim, every future, any benefit that you claim to the prospect, and you're gonna ask yourself, if I was to watch this in a movie, how would that look like exactly? So let's say you're explaining a future, and you're saying something like, our dashboard gives you real-time visibility into a healthy pipeline. Now let's run the mind movie test. Can I picture this in a movie as a scene? Probably not, because it's filled with technobabble and overcomplicated words. So you fix it by saying this. You open your laptop Monday morning, and in 3 seconds you see exactly which deals are about to close, which ones are stalling, and which reps need help. No digging through spreadsheets, no guessing. Just a clean view of what's actually happening. Now they see it. They're picturing themselves opening the laptop, looking at the dashboard, and feeling an immense clarity. Because if your prospect can't visualize it, they're not going to buy it. So from now on, every time you make a claim or you present a future, make sure the prospect can visualize it. Because if they can't, they're not going to buy it. Now, if you want to learn how to sell anything to anyone, watch this video right here, and I'll see you over there.